Hey guys, welcome back to Ray's Trains. Um, Feels good to start filming again. It's the last week of June. I haven't filmed since like the beginning of June. I had put some videos in the can for you guys and I'd released a couple of them, but this is the first time I'm actually filming again. And I'm doing it handheld today. You'll see why. But yeah, I'm back and time to start filming and show you guys what's been going on around here. So let's check it out. All right, first things first. Well, we'll talk about that pile at the end of the video. But as you can see, something looks different. There's no table, my filming table. um, but more importantly, there's no track. Where is all the track? Still some trains around here. You see a couple of my engines there. And then my tractor display also has a lot less trains on it. Still some there, but there's a lot of stuff missing. So this is what my basement looks like. My man cave, I guess, normally. My basement hasn't looked like this since before February when I started this hobby. And it feels good to have that off the floor, have my space back. There's my table. It's not a filming table. It's a coffee table that a coworker had made for me out of old church pews. And it's my favorite coffee table. And I like to eat off of it a lot. So I'm glad to have that back finally. And yeah. So I think I'm done in here, guys. You're probably not going to see much going on out here anymore. So let's take a look at why. My daughters. Baby Yoda. Anyway. Okay. Look at this. We finally have a train table. Now, I'll admit, I didn't do the best job of documenting this because it came together really, really fast. So I'm going to do my best to explain it all. You guys sit tight with me and you'll get the full story on my new train table. All right, guys, you're going to see a little voiceover here before you see a time lapse. So basically, I got my wood. You guys all saw that. If you saw one of my previous couple videos, wood finally came. And I really wasn't planning on doing anything with it till I was all finished with my couple weeks away. But my father-in-law was pretty gung-ho about it. He found out I got it and was like, I'm ready. Let's get it done. Let's do it. So he came over on a Saturday. And little background on my father-in-law. He was a union contractor in New York City for 30 years. So this dude knew what he was doing, and he got it done very quickly. And I owe him because this table is awesome. So shout out to Mickey. Thank you again for your help. But okay, so started out on the floor, and this is probably the most important point. I had measurements in mind. If you guys saw my designing my layout video, I had certain measurements in mind, basically just to fit my existing track. But once we got in here, I was on the floor, and I wanted to do everything in my power to get 072 curves. I wanted it. Can I afford anything that takes 072 curves, like a Big Boy or a Sella? I know a couple of my viewers think I have like unlimited money, which is hilarious to me, but I don't even have a steam and locomotive right now. But one day I would like one when I can afford these things. And I wanted 072. So I'm on the floor. Mickey's looking at me, waiting to start the cuts on the plywood and all the other on the 2x4s. And I'm like, you know what? I was like, just let me think about this for a second. And my original goal is to have 360 access around the layout, because I really didn't want a hole in the middle. I wanted to be able to reach over every part of the layout and be able to grab things, and I wanted to make it easy on myself. But I realized that if that was going to be the case, 072 in this tiny little room, it wasn't happening. So I said, screw it. I said, let's make it bigger and extend the table to both sides of the wall. And this way I would only have access to it on two sides. And I decided, okay, we'll do a hole in the middle that I can pop out from. I really didn't want to do that, but is it never have 072 curves? Probably ever, honestly, because this room is it for me for now. Or just deal with a pop-up hole. So I decided to deal with a hole. And my father-in-law was like, yeah, nope, I can do that easy. So, another thing that was paramount here was I needed to have storage for my daughter's toys. But I was like, yeah, we'll just throw it under the table. But he was like, well, yeah, but you're going to have storage for yourself. And storage, you're going to probably need to be pulling wires down there. So I was like, yeah, that's all true, but, we need storage for my daughter's things. So he's like, I've got an idea. So what we did was he mounted two sides of the table to the wall. You can see it right there. One's on the left side and one is below my window. And then instead of the table having legs, we just supported it in the front. He cut up some plywood, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 5 sections there, like giant cubby holes for my daughter's stuff. And I will show that off later. It worked out perfectly. And that also created the stability for the table that I needed, which made the rest of the table is completely open. I could throw train boxes under there. I can have my wiring under there without, dodging legs. And it's actually pretty tall. The table itself ended up being 44 inches, I want to say. 44 inches. So I can get under there easily. I'm not like army crawling. I can vacuum under there easy. So that it worked out perfectly. So, yeah, the two compromises were accomplished. I ended up having 072, even though I lost my full access to the table without a pop-up hole, and my daughter has the necessary storage. So what we will do now is let this time lapse go, and then I will come back here and tell you about the rest of it. All right, guys, I hope you like that time lapse, because Mickey was joking with me. He's like, boy, it made you look real good because it looked like I did all the work. When in reality, I did nothing. I stood by with a beer while Mickey cut up all the wood. But yeah, anyway. So it took us about a couple hours, maybe a few hours, because I got him lunch to thank him. But all right, so let's see what we've got. So here's my daughter's storage. You can see it all fit in these cubby holes. So let's take a look at under the table. I already got some bins and some, some storage. My daughter was using that stool to stand up through the hole. But yeah, pretty roomy under here. I can run wires easily. I've got outlets pretty much everywhere. There's 2 more back there. You can see an outlet over there. I have access to everything I need here. So let me do some measurements here for you guys to show you how big this table is. All right, so the table is about 112 inches, a little less than 9.5 feet across. And then this way, we're at about a little over 6 feet. Yeah, 74 inches. And then, like I said, we're at, I think we were at 44 here tall. Yeah, 44. Okay. So that's what it took to get an 072 oval. Now you can see I'm up against it. I'm up against it here, and I'm up against it here, but it all clears. They all clear. Even here, this clears. This is kind of a smaller gap than over here, but it clears. They run next to each other, nothing hits. Another close call was here, because the window kind of juts out a little there, but nope, doesn't hit there either. Everything worked. I am flush here. I wish I'd come out maybe a couple more inches, but that was the other funny thing was, I didn't have any 072. So while he's making the cuts on this thing that I just made up, with a tape measure, I ran to Gersbowski's and I was like, Joe, you're going to think I'm a madman. I'm insane. And I bought the necessary pieces of 072 I was missing, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 8 on each side. So that was 16 pieces. And I came home and we put it together and we realized it would work. But when I got it on the table, it was a lot closer than I thought. But luckily, like I said, it all works. Nothing hits. But yeah. So right, we had the table. I'll show you guys the hole. There's the hole. Just slides right back in, rests there perfectly. So that was kind of it. The table was complete. I didn't have any track on it. And I'm sitting there one night. It was right before I left for vacation. And I'm sitting on my couch and I'm staring at the track on the floor. And it was like 11 at night. It might have even been midnight. And it just bothered me. It bothered me seeing that track there. So I was like, you know what? I'm throwing it all on the table. And that's exactly what I did. I threw it all on the table. And I didn't even set a time lapse for that because I'm an idiot. But that's okay because this track all has to come off. This track all has to come off because, and none of my buildings are even connected. They're just all sitting here loose. So it'll literally take me, it'll take me 5 minutes to clear this whole table off. Because what I want to do is I want to put down a layer of Homasote here for noise dampening. Because God knows with Fast Track in this tiny room, I get a few trains running in here. It's going to be like an earthquake with all that noise. So yeah, I have a viewer that's actually giving me some Homasote. I will talk about that in a different video when I pull all this off and I install that. And then on top of the Homasote, I'm probably just going to lay down one of those green carpet, like AstroTurfy grass carpet things here. And then I can build off of that. You know, I can put my scenery, my trees. So that, I think that's what I'm going to do. You know, I don't really want to, I don't have to ballast anything because I'm using Fast Track. So I don't need to, you know, I can get away, I think, with just putting down a green carpet and building from there. But yeah, I think that's kind of it, for the most part. You know, like I said, we will. Oh, here's another important part. I had so much more room on the inside because of the 072 that I was able to fit another whisker track here. Coming off, you know, before it was just that. And now I was able to put another little whisker there. Isn't that cool? So, yeah, this is where I've got my nice thing about these corners is there's stuff for, you know, my transformer. My base 3 will go here eventually. Maybe my remote, my Cab 1 remote will go here. And then on this corner, it'll probably be where I do the reviews. You know, I think I can fit my little turntable here and get the review done. Now, a couple of wish lists for this room. The lighting in here is horrific. This is the one, and of course, when we moved in, this is the one room we didn't have the electricians put lighting in because it was just supposed to be my daughter's playroom. So I was like, I got an idea. Let's just get a $40 lamp from, you know, or a $20 lamp from Home Depot. Well, now I'm regretting that, obviously, because the lighting in here is so bad. So I want to get lighting in here to make this look good. One, to make it look good, and two, to make it easier on myself when I'm filming. Another wish list would be I want to get shelving in here. They have that O-gauge, you know, shelving. I think Eric's Trains has some if you've seen his videos. I want to put that around the whole room so I can throw the trains I'm not using or the cars I'm not using up there. I think that would look cool. And the last thing on the wish list is I need some sort of a bar stool here. I think I've already found one, I think, but I'm going to probably buy that so I can sit here and play with the trains and then sit here and film for you guys. So, yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Everything that I can think of. Like I said, you'll see way more videos on the layout because all this track has to come off anyway. When I install my noise dampener and my carpet, I just wanted it off my floor. I was so tired of that. So tired of that being on my floor out there that I had to get it up. So I threw it all on here. But now I can take my time and work on it. And you guys will see more videos on that. I also think I'm going to do a live stream in here in July at some point. You guys can ask me questions about the layout and, you know, anything like that. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it. I will end by running some trains around here so you guys can see. And remember to comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. A review. Oh, all right. One last thing. We'll talk about this. So I visited 3 train stores while I was away. I'm not going to tease what all 3 were. You'll see that in separate videos. But you'll see what I bought on my first leg of the trip. And then you're probably, after that video, you're going to see what's in here. You guys can tell me your guesses of what these giant Atlas boxes are. I am pumped to show those off. Let's just say those Atlas cars in that box make my Conrail box car look tiny. So, okay. All right. That's enough. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay. One last thing I forgot. I'm remembering all these things after the fact. I will be putting a skirt with Velcro here to cover this. so you don't have to see it, and I don't have to see it. But yeah, I'll just put a little Velcro skirt there to the floor, and that'll cover that. And then I don't know, I didn't mention, the inside track is 060 now. So you've got 072, we've got 060, and so all that 048 I bought, which was 12 pieces, I used some of it on the inside now. Like one of those is 048, one of those 048. So I didn't really waste, by making it 072, I didn't really waste anything. All my fast track can be used somewhere else. I can use the 048. I think that's the 048 right there. I can use that for like the Christmas tree and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, all right, let's fire it up. Run it around here. Oh, and one more thing. I had all these, when I was a kid, I had all of these, oh, there's my Amtrak talking. I know some of you guys said you didn't hear it, the crew talk, but yeah, it talks fine. So anyway, I had so many of these construction, 150 scale construction video toys when I was a kid. So I threw them all on the layout because I figure, hey, the layout's under construction now, so it all fits. So, all right, enough of me rambling. Let's run some trains.